this is beyond cruel and unusual punishment, and they're the ones that should be punished. And this is immoral and illegal not to allow someone to have their items. And I bought all this. They didn't pay a cent for these, and there's no reason why you can't have them.
Can you give us a little inventory of the different items?
Well, there's quite a few blankets.
And they're nice and toasty looking blankets.
Yes, they are. There's some sandals, some footwear that would keep his feet comfortable and let his feet breathe. There's some little games and things.
So that he would have something to do to occupy his time.
Here is some magazines. Oh, they didn't even give him the magazines or anything.
And who was it that made the decision that he wouldn't get any of these items?
It was that abusive Sarah Jennings, who's been his stranger danger guardian for 2 years now. 2 years. And she is the one that put him 140 miles from home. From our home here in York, she put him 140 miles to Pawnee City in a 1-star out of 5-star facility, when there are facilities much closer in town in 15 miles. And I've also read the legal and disabled people aren't supposed to be more than 15 miles from their home.
So this court, and today, tell me a little bit about what happened in court today. We were here in York Court, and Heather Colton, who is his attorney, who is his guardian ad litem, and then Sarah Jennings, who is his guardian of finance and guardian of
I think of everything. They lied to me initially. They said she was just guardian of his person, which I didn't want any of it.
Right.
And I fought this all along, and I've passed all background checks on his wife in 32 years, his power of attorney. So she, for 2 years now, has been abusing him in a place north of here, and then when they couldn't hide that abuse, she had him shipped 140 miles to almost the Kansas border.
And so today in court, she couldn't even answer simple questions from the judge, the name of the doctor that she sent him to the hospital for evaluations. But yet she kept talking about how concerned she was. But yet these are nice clothes. These aren't stained.
No, they're nice. And the bags have gotten kind of scruffy because she had them in her car. And why the heck? I mean, that is cruelty, and also to me, it's kind of retaliation. Why the heck would they bother to keep this in storage unless they're just nasty people? Why wouldn't they just give it to him? He needs the stuff. Yeah.
Could you hold up a couple of the shirts and the jackets and things so that she said she made an inventory of everything?
Wow.
Do you think they're so cozy looking?
Yes, and small where they fit on his bed. And did you see that that picture of the hideous room he's in? I was trying to find it here. Anyway, when you
he's being blocked from a pastor seeing him. He's being blocked from an ADA advocate seeing him.
He's being blocked from any phone calls. That nonsense about HIPAA, which I don't think HIPAA applies. And here, I didn't know what to do, if we should have kept it here for October 8th or if we should right away get it down there. I'm not sure what is best.
Well, I think we can discuss that.
Decide that, yes.
Okay. Well,
I was quite disappointed that the judge is always more concerned about etiquette than about facts in the real person bill.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's the pattern and practice of guardianship. It's all about the money and the power and the greed. And they put the families on a hamster wheel, just totally fighting and fighting and fighting.
And I spent almost every day at the library. I'm not a lawyer, doing paperwork, constantly copying, scanning, and yet they always claim, oh, it wasn't quite, you know what I'm saying. And yet I asked that clerk, one of the nicer clerks, I said, now, do I have to send this to these people? She said, no, they would. And then the other thing is, I think there's also some miscommunication, and then some of them just block everything. One clerk will just block any filing. I could not file for 1 year. So this is well, that's unconstitutional.
Right. People have forgotten, these are our courts. These people that are sitting here working as a gal and as a guardian, Bill is paying for them. You're paying for them through Bill. Either that or the government's paying for him.
They are harming him physically, mentally, spiritually. They are using his Medicaid, Medicare. His dad has some veterans. They're also digging into his trust for these constant guardian ad litems. It's just money for everyone but him. And then these things, which I don't even use the trust, I use my own money. The trust won't give me a dime. They won't take them. And how cruel.
Well, I think maybe hopefully you can get them refolded and cleaned up, and we can get them to him somehow. Let's try to work on that.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
And let's have everyone pray that happens.
And maybe we could do a card where we ask people across the country to send cards to Bill, put out his address so that he's getting some mail and notifying. Okay?
Yes.
Let's do what we can for Bill.
And let's put out a call for any good doctors and lawyers that would be willing to go in there and check on his condition.
Right. That would be good.
So I'm putting out a call to any doctors or good lawyers that would please go see him.
Okay. It's out there. So this is Rose West on August 12th? Forgetting the day
12th,
here.
yeah.
August 12th at 2:22 after a court hearing in York, Nebraska, with choices of moving the case down to Pawnee, Nebraska, and having the gal replaced, as Heather Colton does not work down there. So there's a lot of things to look at and to ponder over. I'm sorry you're going through this, Rose. God, for whatever reason, has put you on this path, and you've shown such grace and spirit. We're all praying for you.
Thank you. But really pray the most for Bill. I'm not being cooped up. I'm not being drugged. I'm not being abused. So please pray for Bill.
Well, in some ways you are being abused.
Well, yes.
Especially by this court system.
Yes.
And so, but thank you very much.